Well, it's good. Really good. Not like you expect it to be like candy because you've got candy on it, but it's like flavored by it, but not really. But doesn't really taste like it. It just tastes like the apple with a red hot flavor on it. That's really, really good. Yeah. That's outstanding. Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Jason with Art of Creation Homestead, and back here at it again. It's apple season, and we're going to do something that I've personally never tasted, okay? Cinnamon apples. Angela Kay, it's a childhood thing for her. We're going to do it at Sound Stacy, so we're going to do this, and she's going to walk you through and show you what's going on, alright?
Okay, this isn't just cinnamon apples, it's cinnamon red hot apples.
Cinnamon red hot, my bad.
You know those little red hot candies that you loved when you were a kid? Those are going into this. So first we'll talk about the type of apples you need. We're using Granny Smith. You want a hard apple for this, preferably a tart apple, because the sourness of these Granny Smith is going to go really well with that spicy cinnamon syrup. The tartness is going to go really well. It's going to be kind of like those cinnamon candy apples that you get. It's going to be kind of like that, but with something you can eat with a fork. And like Jason said, this is childhood memory for me. But these are absolutely amazing. We use the general rule of thumbs that we found out through weighing in the apple pie filling video, which if you haven't watched that, you need to. And we found out that 6 medium apples equals 2 pounds. Well, for this, you need 8 pounds. So you need 24 medium apples. So now, what we need to do, we're going to put them on the handy dandy apple peeler. You don't need to slice them and core them on here, so I've dropped the slicing blade. And we're just going to peel it. And then over here, we're going to wedge them with an apple wedger. And then we've got acidulated water over here to put them in because you don't want them to turn dark on you. So now we're going to get started. Now you just turn it and you peel your apple. Isn't that easy? Now we're saving our peels because we're going to make apple jelly out of them.
We're going to do a taste test. We made apple jelly out of the Melrose apples from the apple butter, but we want to see if apple jelly made out of Granny Smith's tastes any different or not. So we're going to do a taste test. You want to see a video on that? Or you might see a video on the taste test. You won't see a video on us making this jelly. But we do have a video for apple jelly already.
And now I'm just trimming up the leftovers. And now we're going to wedge it with our handy dandy apple wedger.
Fingers clear, people.
Yes, I've learned that the hard way. This is a hard apple. this apple is hard.
Angela, you hold it.
Either that apple was awfully hard or I'm awfully weak. Now we're going to throw these into the acidulated water and we're going to keep going, and we're not going to bore you with us doing all of these.
However, do be careful because sometimes you get little pieces of core on that. So
yes, and if you have like that, like that little tough piece, just cut that off. And if you're making apple jelly, throw that in there to make your juice for your jelly.
Yep.
We've got all of our apples peeled and wedged. So now we're coming over here to make the cinnamon syrup. And in here we have just 2/3 cup of sugar because you're going to get a lot of your sweetness from these beauties. Remember these? That's what this has in it. And you have 1 cup and 3/4 of these. And then you have 4 cups of water. And you turn your heat on medium. And you dissolve your sugar and your red hot candies. You dissolve them into your water. And you dissolve it in there, bring it up to a slight bubble, and then I'll show you what we do next. And also, do not use a wooden spoon for this, because the red in this will color your wooden spoon, will dye your wooden spoon red. And do not use silicone, because it will flavor your silicone and you will never get that out. So I'm using a stainless steel spoon. So as you can see, the sugar and the red hot candies have dissolved, and it's at a slight bubble. So now you want to add your apples. You want to drain off the acidulated water, and you want to add your apples. Now you want to be very careful doing this, because you don't want this syrup splatter on you, because it's very hot, and also you don't want to turn red. So we're going to keep putting these apples in. We've got all the apples in here, and we've stirred them around a little, and as you can see, they're already starting to turn red. So what you want to do at this point, you want to bring it back up to a bubble, and you want to let them cook for 2 minutes, just 2 minutes. And then you will turn the heat off, and you will let them sit in the syrup for 10 minutes so that the apples can absorb the syrup really well. Okay, we've brought it back up to a bubble, and as you can see over here to the side, you can see little bubbles starting to pop up over here.
Hold on, people can't see no more.
You can see little bubbles starting to pop up over here to the side. And it's just up to a gentle bubble. So you want to cook these for just barely 2 minutes. Okay, they cooked for about 2 minutes. And they set for about 10 minutes in the syrup. As you can see, some of them broke down a little, but that'll be fine. Now what you want to do is you want to take a slotted spoon and load them into your jars, just like you did with the home canned apple video, which you will see if you watch our videos. And you want to fill up your jar. You want to leave a 1/2 inch headspace. Pretty color.
Very nice. Very good looking apples.
Smells like cinnamon red hots.
It does.
It's kind of a pleasant, warm smell. Okay, I'm going to stop there so that way I can finish filling it up with syrup. And just like with the apple video, the home canned apples, you want to take your mug and push down, your mug or your ladle, and push down on the apples so that you bring up the syrup. And then you just pour it in and top off your apples. And then you want to take and debubble it, and you may have to add more syrup after you do this, because see, it takes it down significantly when you do this.
Actually didn't. It really did.
So you will need to add more syrup.
How much headspace?
1/2 inch.
1/2 inch. So you need to go up to this mark right here.
Yes.
Okay, I got you.
Ooh.
Almost.
Okay, now let's measure it. We're right there on it, so we're good.
Right, close enough.
That, my friend, is close enough.
Right.
Now we have to wipe down the rim, because you don't want to leave any of the sticky syrup on here. And now we take a hot flat that has been put in boiling water, and the jars have been washed in the dishwasher and dried in the heated dry cycle to sterilize them, as always.
Yep, always.
Okay, now you tighten it just finger tight, and you pick them up with your handy dandy jar grabbers, and you bring them over here and you put them in the canner, in your water bath canner, for 15 minutes. Now we're going to finish filling them And we'll be back when they're all filled. Last jar going in. Very red.
Very red. It looks good though.
Okie dokie. Now, we're going to put the plate in. If you're doing this on just a regular water bath can or on the stove, you won't have this plate. This is to keep from them jiggling around inside here and tipping over. It holds them in place. And now we're going to put the lid back on. Bring it back up to a good boil. Once you see a lot of bubbles coming to the top, then you set your timer for 15 minutes. You let it process for 15 minutes, turn off the heat, let it sit for 5, and then we'll be back. They've processed for 15 minutes and set for 5 minutes. Now we're ready to get them out. And if you've watched our other canning videos, this will just be a review. You raise straight up, tip very slightly, and pull over.
Pull over. No, it's a cardigan, but thanks for noticing. Sorry.
I had a Dumb and Dumber moment there.
My bad. Oh, we're filming. Okay.
And that is a gorgeous jar right
That's
there.
nice. That's beautiful. I mean, like, that's just really, really red. Look at that. That's really, really good looking stuff.
I know some people put extra red food coloring in there.
Why?
I don't really think you need to.
Why would you need to?
I know some people do though, but I don't really think you need to.
That's beautiful though. Look at that. That's nice red color.
For those of you who have never had these, they are really good on vanilla ice cream. They are also really good eating with pork, believe it or not.
I bet you could cook pork and... Yeah,
they are actually really good eating with pork. But they are also good, like I said, eating on top of vanilla ice cream.
Yeah, that's nice.
And these, we will dab off the water. Because as you can see, there's a lot of water left up there. So now you'll just take some paper towels or a rag and gently dab. Don't dab hard. You don't want to push down on this little popper right here, because then you've sealed it. It hasn't sealed itself. So we're going to dab all this water off, and you want to leave them sit to rest and seal for 18 to 24 hours, and then you can store them away.